Hey, my friend. Welcome back to Evolving Women. This is where we drop the mask and embrace our next chapter and have conversations that midlife women don't
Hi, my
always
friend.
have, but
Welcome
maybe
to
they should be.
Evolving Women. I'm Teresa Lisum, and I'm here today with Adele Bernard, who is a soul strategist and intuitive guide devoted to creating sacred spaces for men. So I'm anxious to get this conversation started, Adele. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks for having me back. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, we'll have to put a link to our first episode together. Thank you for that reminder. So we'll drop that in the show description, in the notes. So how did you come around to working exclusively with men? Because if I remember correctly, you were either or, it didn't really matter to you. You would just work with somebody, whereas I'm exclusively women, and now you're men oriented. How did that all kind of come about?
Um, it actually came about from the men through networking and understanding where they are, and also understanding that the world is shifting into balancing out the feminine. And yes, they're masculine. We see them as men, but they have to balance out their feminine as well.
Mhm.
And so through different conversations and running of programs, um, I feel this is my path, my purpose. And when I was questioning it, I'm like, men? Why men? In a meditation, I was shown my lifespan of I had boys as friends. I worked in male dominant industries like oil and gas, tourism, and I kind of chuckled saying, "Oh, I've been doing this my whole life." I just called them friends. Um, and so yeah, and so I believe, you know, we're all here on this earth for a reason, and the men need the help.
Mhm.
They want the help. They want to integrate into a better life. And I want to say right now, like the men I'm working with by no means are broken or lost. They just know they have a nice life, but they want a fantastic life,
Love that.
right? And so I'm like, let's make her happen
Wow.
because I'm
Absolutely.
not here to change people. I'm here to guide them to their own awakening.
Love that too. I want to say when you said a lot of your friends were male
Mhm.
and you were in a male dominant industry, I just kind of thought about I mean, I had sisters and one brother, but I like when I got to like high school, college, like, yeah, it was a male dominant friendship circle that I had. I don't know why, that's just how it happened. And when I look back, I think I am or was very male dominant energy type of a thing, go, 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 do, fast, fast, fast. And my work seems to be to soften that and step more into my feminine. That's why I like to work with women. And that's been a journey for my own self to really kind of step back from that. So that is so interesting
Well,
that you brought that
and
up.
and here's another statistic because I know you were a teacher. Teachers are 80% female across
Mm-hmm.
every
Yep.
the world.
Yep. I bet they are.
And then the one time that I was working with the school, it was a charter school, and I'm looking around, I'm like, oh, this is hilarious. And one of the teachers said, what? And I go, this is male dominant.
Oh, in terms of the
There was hardly
student.
any women.
Oh, the just the staff then. Okay, so
The
you
staff, right?
confirming what you just the
Right?
statistics you just said.
And
Yeah.
then so I said, well, so you don't have tenure, you can't. And they said, no, we apply every year. And I go, you're not scared of losing your job? No, we actually do our job. Like it's such a matter of fact statement from males.
Hmm.
There's no fear. We show
That's a
up, we
good
do our
point.
job, we go
Yep.
home.
Yep.
It's just and and then here's another example. So I'm talking to a girlfriend the other day, and she was she's a musician, so they were trying to see if the band could get together to rehearse the other day. And it's like throwing out Sunday afternoon, anyone available? All the guys replied, yes, yes, no, whatever. The two women, a book came with it of why they couldn't come. And she went, I'm done with the book. Right?
Yeah.
And so I like the next day I'd sent her a text regarding what we were talking about, and she went, huh? With a question mark. And then the next text came in and she started laughing, right? Follow the whole thread before you say, what are you talking about? Right? Because I had to put all the pictures in before I could say, well, what is it all about? So it's understanding that we speak different, we understand different, we we go through life differently.
No, for sure.
And when I was younger and having all my male friends, and they'd be like, "What's wrong with Sally?" And I'm like, "Don't ask me. I just look like them." Like could not figure them out. Don't.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I mean, I can't say my experience was exactly like that, but I was
Mhm.
still very, I mean, I didn't know it at the time. I didn't realize it, but yeah, like the whole girl friendship thing was just like, why do you guys do that? Like it was kind of, even now it's like, I don't get that. Like, I mean, it's a lot different now. Like I said, I've opened up that side of me, but
But
it's,
I think you always had that side because you're creative.
but I
So
didn't have that
when you're
awareness.
well, that's my
Hmm.
that's my thing, is that when I'm working with a man in program, I'm just the guide. It is about their journey of opening up their heart to who they are supposed to be in this world. It's not about me saying, well, you should be doing this and you should be
Yeah,
doing that.
yeah,
They have enough women in their life doing that,
right. For
right?
sure.
And as we talked about pre recording, um, and women, you might get mad at this, but you sent them to the women sent them to the cave.
Yeah, that is such
You
a
can't get mad at them to say, well, they pulled away. They haven't pulled away. They just don't know where they fit in your busy
mm,
schedule. You're looking
mm,
after the house, you're looking after the kids,
yes.
and then you expect them to hear you as you fly by the garage. Pick up Johnny, we need milk and
Mm-hmm,
the car
mm-hmm,
needs gas. They're not hearing you. They're
mm,
single focused. So the biggest thing I've ever said to clients is, you want a stronger relationship with your husband or your partner or whoever it is, male or female, book an appointment.
mm. Which sounds kind of harsh, but I have to do that with friends. I have to, but you're right, like a date night type of a thing, you mean? Like book
No,
an
no,
appointment?
no. Like when can we have 15 minutes a week, 20 minutes a week to go through the laundry list of what is happening in the home?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
So so instead of doing the fly by night, they
Mm-hmm.
have no idea that you spoke to them or even walked by,
Right.
right? You're sitting down on a Saturday morning before the kids get
Mm-hmm.
up or whatever, and you go, what's on the agenda this week? What's going on with the cars? Is anyone coming into the house to fix anything? Does Johnny need a ride? Is Sally being having a sleepover? Like you get the mundane everything out. Everyone, both of you are on the same
On the same
page,
page, yeah.
right? And that also
Mm-hmm.
goes for finances too. Make a money date every week
Mm,
where the finances, one person can enter it, do the books, whatever, but both people have to agree on what they're doing.
mm. What you're saying makes so much logical sense.
It's
Like
common sense,
have
but we
have the
don't have
family
common
meeting.
sense.
You're right because we're so busy doing, getting things going, not thinking about that connection and communicating with each other than writing it on the calendar. Go check the calendar, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's such a simple and doable thing to do is to just
And
every, like I said, every Sunday night or every whenever you decide to do it, talk through what's coming up so you're both part of the process. It's a collaboration.
and it's a non-interrupt zone, right? The phones are off.
Mm,
Either the kids are in bed, whatever.
mm-hmm.
Non-interrupt time.
Yeah, I said it. It sounds so doable.
And
Great, great suggestion.
you'll also have less trauma in the adults because little Johnny won't be left at school again, right? So he
Mm-hmm.
grows up with abandonment issues
Mm,
and doesn't know where they stem from.
mm.
Eventually, mom or dad or someone comes and gets him. It doesn't matter. It takes a second to get him
Right,
back.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah. We don't realize, I've had this conversation in the past with people. One little offhanded remark, or like you said, an action that it wasn't intended to be mean or to stop somebody's life and impose a childhood wound on them. You know, like you're just trying to go
Well,
about your business, but that's we're impacting people all the time and we don't realize the effect or the extent of it.
and we're in a society that we have so many spectrum people. I'll just put them all in
Mhm.
one.
Okay. Okay.
That so a friend of mine has a Down syndrome child who wasn't dumb, right? Had to have special things, was going to university,
Hmm.
but also working at a blockbuster. The kid at the blockbuster, unbeknownst to him, said an offhanded comment. It took this young man from university having a job to back to diapers and couldn't do anything,
Oh man.
right?
Wow.
So we have to be very cognizant of our words, our
Yes.
language, and it's even working with the dementia patients. You can't talk to them as of today. They have no awareness of today. You have to go to where they're at,
Hmm.
right? And so I'll be like watching their faces or whatever, right? And I'll go, "Where are you at?" And they go, "I'm here." I go, "Well, where's here? I don't know where here is." And it's like we'll go on vacations, we'll go to the farm, we'll be at school. I'm just like, "Where are you at?"
Oh, that's so cool. I
Yeah.
love that meeting them where they're at.
And that's what I try to help people that are working with their own personal family. Maybe you're not the best one to do it
Mm, yeah, sometimes you're too close to the situation. I
because you're
definitely.
frustrated that you just said the same thing 5 times in a row.
Right, right. And they can't hear it from you, but they can hear it from somebody else who's
But
saying the
they're also
same
not
thing.
there.
Mm,
They might be 10 years earlier.
mm,
That technology is not here for them,
mm.
right? And
Yeah.
so it's like whether it's men, women, it's really understanding where people are at and honoring where they're at
Mm.
and
Love
speaking
that.
where they're at for them,
Love that.
right? Because so here's the funny thing. When I first started working with the men, and I'd be working hard at getting this marketing thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had one of the gentlemen come to one of my master classes, and he goes, I showed up to figure if I was totally out of it or if you could explain what the heck you're trying to say. And I
Hmm.
go, what? And so I had said something about um, the the Aquarius man, and no, the I can't remember. But basically, it turned out I'm speaking at a PhD level, and they're at kindergarten.
Mm-mm.
To me, how I was speaking is
Yeah.
everyday speak,
Mm-hmm.
right? To them, they're like, "What the heck are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
You're so gone." And so now I've switched my marketing to the boy behind the man
Yeah. That is so interesting. I love that. Um,
because
yeah, I think.
I want to reach the men who knew what it was like to fly like Superman at a 5-year-old
Mm, mm,
before they got the 9 to 5 and had to bring home the paycheck.
yes. Before that adult pressure took over. Mm.
And what happened in between that? Like, are you doing the passion of is your work your passion? Or is you have to do that because that's what your dad did?
Right. Or you just had to take a job bringing in a certain level of income to support the people depending on you. Like
Mhm.
there's a lot of pressure there. I don't think I would want to be a man in this world right now, growing up as a boy and becoming a man.
Especially in
I
the
just,
50s and 60s.
yeah, it's just, I mean, it's changing. Obviously, it's changing. But yeah, it seems really a lot of responsibility, a lot of things they're limited on. They can't do certain things because of societal expectations or yeah, it's just it's somewhat sad that like the whole expressing your emotions thing. And I saw a comedian the other night about how women are with their women friends. Oh, had such a bad day at work. Oh, I love you. You know, like they're conversing back and forth. And then he demonstrated two men friends talking like, you can't do that with a man friend because it's just not acceptable.
And
So
I
this
want to change that.
exactly. And I so applaud you for that because it's so sad that it's it's a shame that they can't express their emotions. When I see men get emotional, I love it. Like, oh my gosh, this man is being genuine and authentic and he's not worried about what he's going to come across. He's not worried about being judged by those around him. So I absolutely adore when men allow their emotions to show.
Well, and it's not even about allowing their emotions to show. It's if you look at the indigenous, the shamanic ways, our disposition is part of the elements. So,
Hmm.
as a fire, I will burn and then ask questions, right? So, as a wind, they'll talk and talk and talk and talk and talk until they run out of words, which they never do, by the way, right? But that's their way of like processing. They got to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, right? An earth will stay quiet until their thoughts are collected. And then, when given the opening to share, they'll share. They won't say anything until they're asked. And a water will transmute the energy,
Hmm. Well,
right?
how can you explain that? The
The
water
the
element?
water,
Yeah.
well, because the water is the all encompassed, right? Because the water will put out a fire, or water will calm the air, or water will go over the ground and nurture it. But when the water is trying to get seen or heard, that's where the heavy rains come. That's where
Mm.
huge waves come, right? And it usually starts from underneath.
Hmm. Interesting. They also seem like they're the most adaptable. They can step into any situation
Hmm.
and adapt to that situation or with that
I think they
person.
all can if they are centered within themselves. Like
Mm.
for instance, like as a fire, right? Um, I can have patience up the yin yang. I can all day long. But if you push that one button, the fury's coming out.
Mm.
right? Because there's only so much that I can get poked and poked and poked and poked
Mm-hmm.
before you go, okay, you just let the gaslight light in, right? And so it's a learning in all of the elements. And we all have all of the elements, but we do tend to have a one stronger one. And it's understanding, like, if I'm in my fire and I need my point to come across, and you come in, well, here's the water, and I'm like, please don't burn fizz me. I need to get this out, and so
Mm.
you pull back so I can get it out before I go, okay, bring me your water. And then you bring your water, and I'm like, oh,
Mm.
calm, right? And this is the dynamics of the female male. It's like, or the feminine and the masculine. The masculine has been forced to be the leader
Mm.
far longer than it wanted to. But
That's
if you but if you go through history, you'll know when we always have the feminine rising for those 15 to 20 years. It's after wars. It's after when we need a revolution. It's after huge world events.
hmm.
Is there any accident that we're having this after had the world shut down? No.
Wow.
The
I
feminine is here to help us into the next phase of the world. We can't move into the next phase of the world in a masculine energy.
That is so interesting that you said they were forced to take the leadership role.
Hmm.
Whereas I always thought of it as they took that role on their own and then have been yielding that power for way too long. And so the feminine, like you said, needs to balance. So it's coming to get that more in balance. But you just flipped that on its head for me.
And the last statistic I saw was 1 in 5 men are staying home to raise the kids,
Oh, that is beautiful.
right? So
Oh,
I know
wow.
lots of women that have had kids and who have chosen not to have kids because they knew they couldn't stay home.
Hmm.
So if they didn't find the right partner to have the kids to stay home with, they didn't have them.
Hmm.
Or they did find the right partner to stay home with the kids while they went to work.
Wow. Yeah, and that was such an odd thing not all that long ago.
Hmm.
That if you, like when I was growing up, if I'm sure if we saw a man staying home to raise his kids, I'd be like, whoa, that's really weird. Like it just was not something I saw too much of.
Hmm.
So now that it's becoming more common and more acceptable, that is definitely a beautiful, beautiful thing. And you can kind of see that balance starting to take place.
Hmm. And
Wow.
I think that's the biggest thing of um, moving into working with men is they need that safe space to share their heart.
Mm,
They'll become a better partner. They'll become a better father, a better son,
mm,
right? And they still can have their buddies to go to the football game with.
mm-hmm.
But they also need that person to say, "Hey man, can I bend your ear a bit? Like my
Mm-hmm.
wife and I are having some problems,
Mm.
you know?" And
And
you think about how the sexual craziness has happened, like with the kids, with the rate, like it's all because they can't talk.
Phew.
They can't
Wow.
talk.
Hmm.
Because you see a kid on the playground that's a bully, 10 out of 10 times they're being bullied at home,
Correct. Yes, I do. I do believe that and understand that. So
right?
there's definitely some hurt going on there underneath
Yeah.
what we're seeing. Um, wow, there is just so much to unpack here. I really want to get back to, masculine being forced to be a leader and women sending men to their caves and basically blocking the way.
Well,
That
beyond,
is
okay,
so
so let's go back 100 years or so when the women stayed at home and at the cave,
okay.
right, and sent the men right out. What people don't realize is to keep the population going, the men didn't come home to their cave every night. They went to whatever cave they were at, right? So,
Mm-mm.
stay with me.
Okay.
So, that meant because within history they have figured out only 50% of men can actually have kids.
Oh, really? Wow, that's
So,
really small.
so I know. So when you think, okay, your husband goes out to hunt and gather, they might be gone 3, 4 weeks, right? But they're staying in other caves to
Mm-hmm.
make sure the population keeps going,
Mm.
right? And
Okay.
and so you come to modern day, you're all working in an office, men,
Mm-hmm.
women, whatever, right? Within 2 to 3 months of women working in a team, they'll be cycling together.
Yeah, okay.
Because
I
when
do know
because
that. Yep.
right? Because when the
Yep.
men come around to the cave, they do the whole shot
Hmm.
to keep the population going. So now we have all these modern technologies. We're forgetting the cycle.
I was just going to say, we forget
We're
that we're part of that cycle of the whole world and the universe. And yeah, wow.
Mhm. And so are we having more infertility now? Maybe, maybe not, right? Because maybe in the caveman days, the women who were infertile, the men were off hunting. They never came around when they were in fertile state.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. Just an interesting perspective. Thank you so much for bringing it up because I never would have come to that on my
Well, I
own.
know, but this is what I like so um I don't know when this is going out, but I am setting up 30-minute coffee chats. The one for North America is on Tuesday mornings at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard. The ones for the rest of the world is at 2 or 3 Mountain Standard Time on Wednesdays. And I started those because how men were talking at the beginning of 2025 is not how they're going into 2026.
Mm.
And so I'm like, I got to get them in a fast 30 minutes. And they told me they won't give me an hour. Okay. So I'll give you 30 minutes. If you come for 15, great. Come with your questions, come with your concerns. I want to figure out where you want to go in 2026 because
Mm.
2026 is the first year of the new beginning,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
right? And it's also 1 year if you do numerology. And it's also the fire horse in the Chinese zodiac. So we are ready to fly. We're releasing everything now. We're like all that emotion and heartache and everything that came up with COVID is releasing now so we can go into this new world.
Mm.
And the new world is all about unison and oneness
Yes, yes. And
and love,
collaboration. Yes,
right?
yes.
And
Hmm.
community,
Yep, yep.
right?
Hmm.
No more single-mindedness.
Which
How
is
how can our family help your family?
right, right. Which is what I'm going to say in the States, kind of what we were founded on, like independence, like go it alone, I'm gonna go cross country and find my way, like very independent mindset.
But it's coming to your downfall now.
It is. It is. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad to see that this flip is taking place because that was probably to our detriment. And
Mhm.
it's, maybe that's why we have such high stress levels at this point in time because we were
Well,
carrying that with us. Like it's weak to ask for somebody to help and support us. It's weak to go to somebody. I mean, that's to me, that's what I've kind of was grown up with. I still have family members that see that as a weakness. If you reach out to somebody and ask, for them to listen to you or to ask for assistance as you do some physical project. It's like it's not a positive thing.
Well, and I think the bigger thing is that this is happening around the world, is that we push education, higher education, higher education. But we don't have any plumbers. We don't have any
Yeah,
electricians.
yeah, yeah.
We don't
The
have any
yes,
builders because
yes, yeah.
those industries were told they're bad, they're low level. But you
Mm-hmm.
know what? A plumber can make more than a surgeon.
Yes, I
You
have
know why?
heard that.
Because he takes a year and a half of school, apprentices for 6 months, walks into a job, has no debt. That the
Mm-hmm.
surgeon's still in school and
Yeah,
they have
yeah.
so much debt. And so I was listening to Dave Ramsey the other day. Like him, hate him, I don't care. Basically, he said, lawyer, lawyer, accountant, teacher, top 3 millionaires of the world.
Get out. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because a lawyer's not going to take any gruff. He's going to get his money regardless.
Right,
An
exactly.
accountant knows how to balance their books.
Uh-huh.
And the teacher has the fortitude to stay on the lesson
Stay
plan.
the course. Yeah.
So, yes, they're making lower money, but they know how to budget it better and follow.
Wow. Hmm. That is an
And I said, of
eye-opening
course.
statistic.
No, I know, but it like it's but it's the person who has the fortitude to stay the course. It's like a lady saying, "Oh, I'm done with having this baby." That's 6 months. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
those do happen,
Mm-hmm.
and they're tragic
Yes,
when they do.
yes, yes. But
But for me, when I've had people that have lost babies later in life in their gestation, I always say it's a blessing from God. I say
that's a good
why?
point. And I'm
Because they
sorry,
weren't going to be feasible.
right. But I'm sorry I chuckle, but you're right. It's like in my mind, like, oh, you can't stop that process. You just gotta see it through to the end. So that was an interesting analogy to bring up. But
Well, and I just had a lady on my podcast a couple days ago who lost her daughter at birth.
mm,
But the lesson she got was I was never supposed to be born.
mm,
It was just
mm,
an awakening for you to do your
mm,
journey.
wow.
She never left her. Her daughter's still with her, teaching her every
Mm,
day,
wow.
right?
What a beautiful story. Wow. I keep coming back to this whole cave thing. It's just like it has
I
you've
know,
blown my
I don't
mind
want you to be
today.
spinning with it. I don't want you to be spinning with it.
Well, it
It's
just
just,
turns everything topsy-turvy.
but think about your house today. Do you know people have lived in their own houses for 15 years and don't know their neighbors on either side,
Oh yeah. Yep.
right? And then I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
how could you not know your neighbors? Because I'm a walker. I walk every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And all my neighbors go, there she goes again. She's crazy, right? Because when it's cold, like yesterday it was cold, right?
Uh-huh.
And and I'm just out there, can't see
Yep.
me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that
All
just your
black.
little eyes looking out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got my glasses. I'm covered, but it's like I can feel like the house is going. There goes that crazy lady again. Right? They'll talk all the time in the summer, but nope, I ain't going out there. It's this crazy lady. And it's the thing is, it's like so whether it's the olden days of the cave or our own cave of our life,
Yes, yes. That's
are
a
you
good
even
good
are
point.
you even looking out the window to see who could be coming by,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
And there,
like and so this is where the distinction with the men are right now. And women, if um I would work with you also if your men are in the program because you're going to have to upgrade to help support them. Is they've been in the cave so long, they don't even know the lights out,
mm,
right? They're saying, I have a yearning inside my heart that I could be more, share more, do more, but I'm not coming out. It's not safe,
Wow. Whew. This
right?
is so insightful.
So much so, a gentleman told me as the girls are yakking in the coffee shop, he stopped going in the coffee shop. I said, why? Because I don't have that person.
Oh, oh.
How many men are driving through the drive throughs?
Wow. Hmm.
I
Because
want
they're
them to get,
isolating. Yeah.
well, because they don't feel safe to come out.
Mm.
They're judged. They're like, keep up with the program.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all you ever want to do is talk hockey
Mm-hmm.
because that's all you allow me to,
That's the safe topic. Yeah. Wow. Whew.
right?
So,
And so men, women, whoever's listening, I want all of us to take a step back. How are you playing your part
mm,
in the dysfunction?
wow.
And are you a safe place for your husband to come home to?
Oh, wow. Whew.
And sadly, I'd say 90% aren't,
Mm,
from what I hear.
wow. And yes, I've seen that play out many times for people that I know. But what great questions to ask ourselves as women.
Hmm.
How can we support them in their emergence from the cave and create or at least show that it's safe to step out?
Hmm.
Here, I'll take your hand. Please come out with me.
And how we
And to
talked about
question ourselves.
and how we talked about the emotion. You want your husband to feel safe? Allow him to cry in your arms
Mm,
because that those tears aren't coming because they're weak. They're
right.
coming because they're strong and they feel safe and
Oh,
they feel that they can be vulnerable in your space.
wow. Whew. I'm like almost like tearing up myself, like, oh my gosh, what a beautiful set of insights to keep for myself. And those questions you asked are so powerful. How are you playing your part in that emergence? And are you a safe place for your whoever it is, whether it be a spouse or a brother or, you know, a young
Well,
man that's like a nephew or whoever, a co-worker? Are we
and
creating safety for them?
and
Wow.
it's funny when I network with women and they go, "Oh, my husband has to come." And I said, "Are you ready for them to be different?" And they
Oh,
go, "What?" And
wow.
I said, "They're coming home different."
Oh,
So
man.
if you're not ready to step up, you can't send your husbands or your
Mm.
brothers or because they will shift. And if you're not going to
I would
shift with
say,
them,
yeah, and you're left behind. Yeah. Wow.
right? Because like when I used to do energy work for homes and businesses, um, I had some couples that were like, they're getting divorced. And I'm like, well,
Mm,
hang on, let's see, right? Some did still get divorced, but they ended up as friends again to raise their kids.
mm,
Others, the energy of the home was calmer. They could regulate their emotions better, and they ended up staying together.
wow. And
So
that's,
it's all part and parcel, right? If we're not in alignment with our own self, we can't make a decision.
mm, or a decision that's good for us and for
No,
everybody
we
else
can't make a
involved.
decision. Like
You don't think you
even
can make one at all?
oh, trust me, I had a day yesterday, right? Because I wasn't in alignment with myself. Like even going, do I want water right now? Do I need water right now?
Hmm.
I couldn't get a right answer
Hmm.
because I wasn't aligned.
Wow.
That's how infinite and finite we're becoming. as we grow and expand in our energies and rise to the higher levels of expansion, we don't have time to stay in the quagmire. Well, I don't know, maybe tomorrow. I don't. It
Mhm.
doesn't happen. Alignment. You're on top of the mountain.
Well, that's a word that I've heard a lot lately. I use it myself,
Hmm.
but there was a point in time where I did not understand what that meant. So maybe if you
And
could
most people
just,
don't.
yeah, so if you can just go into that just a little bit before we wrap up here.
Um, so this is my definition. This isn't anyone else's definition. Please find your own definition. So when I'm in true alignment, I'm centered in my heart. My mind isn't racing, it is calm. And I feel absolutely grounded in the knowing of who I am in the light of God. And when I
Hmm.
say God, it's not religion.
Yeah, yeah.
It is the creator of who we are here in the likeness of.
Mm,
And when you say, "Oh, I've done this wrong" or whatever, and I go, "Has God ever done mistakes?"
mm. And thank
And
you for sharing that.
and we are being asked to be impeccable with our words
Mm,
because our words are our spells to the universe.
yes, yes. We can do a whole podcast on a whole podcast episode on words, the power of words. Because yeah, whew. So
Which
thank
I
you.
just finished the book club of for agreements again.
Did you? A
And that's
good
why
book
I
recommendation. The Four Agreements by who was the gentleman that
John
wrote that?
Miguel.
Yes. So
John
maybe we'll
Miguel.
put a link to that here. But I appreciate you saying define alignment for yourself. So don't, you can go seek out some definitions, but then put them together and draw forward what is going to work for you.
Well, as long as the definition is outside of you, you're not aligned.
Good point. Good
Alignment
point.
only happens within,
Mm-hmm.
right?
And that
And
right there, that's a good part of the definition. It's not an
and
external thing.
and even this morning I was on a call and we were talking about the energies. And the way they talked about it was the energy always starts with the heart because the
Mm,
mind only listens to the heart when
wow.
in alignment. If the head is working on its own, you're not in alignment.
Mm, which is what everybody seems to do nowadays.
Yeah. So if there's a should,
All
a
up
have to,
here.
a must, you're not in alignment.
Hmm. Wow. You've brought forth so many great insights and pieces of wisdom and new perspectives to really get us thinking. So thank you so much.
You're
And
welcome.
I just want to make sure everybody remembers that you have 2 times a week where someone can
Yeah.
reach out to you.
Well, not every week. So um, I'm starting this coming week with Tuesday, 8 a.m. and Wednesday at 2 p.m. And it might be every 2 weeks. But all I know is I got a few. Go under my events.
I would say,
Easiest
but
way.
we will put a link to you, how to reach out to you and connect with you, right? And
Yeah.
get this information.
Yeah.
So we'll make sure
But
we attach
and
that with this
well,
video.
and also I do post on Facebook and LinkedIn in the event
Okay.
section.
Okay. So that's ways to get a hold of Adele.
Yeah. Because I
And
don't know your timing for this, right? So
yeah,
what
your
I might
time
have already
zone and
put up
everything.
might be
Yeah.
past by the time.
But I just love what you've shared here today. I've loved the light you've shown on this, and you've given us
Yes.
hope for this new year coming up and this new balancing of the two energies. And it's not all doom and gloom.
No,
It's
we're
it's all
being
going to be
birthed.
good. I know it's all going to be good.
Men don't
It's
understand this, but we're in the birthing canal.
yeah, they wouldn't, huh? Would they?
Well, they
But we
will.
can help them
No,
understand.
but the world right now, as we move into 2026, is in the birthing canal.
Hmm.
That's why some days you're doing fantastic, other days you want to crawl into bed. and honor that we're getting squished and pushed and whatever. And whatever doesn't need to come with us won't.
Leave behind,
We're
right?
shedding, right? We're shed like that's the year of the snake. We're shedding all that does not need to.
That's a good point. We are stepping from the snake to the horse, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's a fire horse.
Not just a
So
regular horse, a fire horse.
no,
So,
but the fire is all about following that passion and burning your path. Like nothing will
mm,
stay in your way.
wow. Love, love, love that. And I love what you're doing for the world. I love what you're doing for men. I love what you've done for us here today to help us as women shift our way of thinking and how we're showing up for the men in our lives. So thank you so much.
Thank
So
you.
appreciate you. And watch for her contact info, Adele's contact info, in again with the description here with this video. You can look up her name, right? Just search for your
Yep.
name and you
Or
will
use
find
the
her that way.
codes behind me.
Yep, there you go. I forgot. There's the QR code staring us right in the face. And check out her podcast. What's the name of your podcast?
Authentic conversations with
Um,
Adele.
there you go. So look for that on YouTube. While you're over there, subscribe to each of our YouTube channels. Like, comment, all this stuff. Share this episode with other women or other men in your life if you think it would benefit them. So thank you everybody for listening. Thank you for sharing this episode with others. And thank you, Adele. So appreciate you, my friend.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye, everybody.